Oh,
He's right
really?
on the money. Yeah, his mouth is moving perfectly with the audio.
I'm
No,
gone.
nothing. Oh, hold
I
on.
got you.
I'm back.
Yeah.
We're good.
Fuck yeah.
We sure?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Episode 133 of the Fair Enough podcast. The Jack birthday edition. Producer Jack is going to be
Woo.
23. How do you
Yeah.
feel?
Regular, man. I was just saying. I'm
That's
like
why
too
I
old
told everybody to stop, because we just should have just done this on the pod.
Pump the fucking brakes.
But nobody heard you.
I am definitely now too old to like be a jackass, I feel like. Like now it's like you learned your lesson. You should, any major fuck ups now, it's like, all right, well, you should have known better. But I'm also too young to like, I don't know, rent a car.
I think you got 3 years of fucking up left.
Also,
Really?
Yeah, I think 27 is like that's when you're like, all right, I better start like looking at having a kid or something.
other than like,
Sick.
first of all, that's not true. I don't believe that. But other
Well,
than
we
like,
obviously didn't follow that model, but
yeah, nobody else does really either. I would say half the people that we know do that nowadays. But also, I feel like other
Not
than
even.
like ruining your credit, like what kind of fuck ups are you looking to get into here? Like, are you going out like robbing shit or like
No.
breaking things, or are we talking like adult fuck ups? I'm confused.
Yeah,
What
he's
I
kind
don't know. I don't know. That's the fucking gray area I'm in. I don't know what qualifies as good or bad. I wake up every morning and go to fucking work, and that's about it.
I would say that you don't seem like one to do fuck ups. Like you're not a great guy. You're a piece of shit, but you're not a fuck up. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah, yeah.
you're just a pretty
100%.
standard, normal, decent dude.
You should turn into like Ben Affleck from The Town. Just do it for like a week.
Why? What does he do in the town? I've never seen this.
Oh God, you gotta watch The Town. He just robs banks with his brother, Jeremy
For
Renner.
a week?
No, not for a week. He does this full time. But you
Yeah,
should do it for a week.
Well, dude, that's the thing. Like, like if I were to want to do anything crazy, it'd have to be soon, Otherwise, I'm 35 and they're like, this jackass is still robbing banks. Why didn't he do that when he was 23?
Yep,
You
you're
know?
right. It's time to
But
pop
also,
off.
yeah, like I said, I mean, I don't know. I don't know.
It's time to crash out. That's what Amon-Ra St. Brown always says. This boy's crashing out.
All I know is
Yeah.
Green Bay sucks.
Green Bay fucking sucks.
Yeah,
Also on the docket for episode 133, it's basically a lot of football. We got a lot of catching up to do. Mike's been absolutely miserable the last 2 weeks with his football team. We got to talk to him about that. And we're on the complete opposite ends of the spectrum, which is very interesting.
Yeah.
And you won't find a podcast anywhere else that has that, I don't think.
Yeah.
But a couple of things to get to really quick. R.I.P. Ben Herbstreit. That killed me today. It's very sad. And I just we had to throw it out there because if there's one thing that can unify this country, it's a good boy. And that's what Ben was. And everybody keeps posting these like pictures and videos and all this. Like my Twitter is just full of Ben content right now.
What is this, Kirk's dog?
Kirk's dog. Yep.
Oh.
Yep.
Rest in peace, Ben.
Yep. Rest in peace, Ben is right. That's a good boy.
Yeah, I guess. I'm into it. That's fine.
Okay. Thank you. Yeah, I appreciate that. Mike has given our good graces to go ahead and say R.I.P. to a dead animal.
Yeah.
What a prick.
Fine.
Dude.
Show a little empathy. You got dogs.
I love dogs. It's the reason you're like, oh, if anything's going to unify this country, the fact that dogs are so much more important than people nowadays is the reason why we fucking are in the situation we're in. People are so fucking stupid. But that's beside the point. We're not getting into the whole P-ticks. I'm just saying, R.I.P. to Ben. which is a dumb name. Don't give your fucking dog a
Come
fucking.
on, Mike. You're ruining a
Don't give
good thing we got
Don't
going
give your
here.
dog a fucking human name unless it's Max, and that's it.
What about George? I think George is a good dog
George
name.
the dog?
George is an insane dog name.
That is such a bad dog name.
No,
Great
that's a
monkey
good,
name.
no,
Bad
that's a
dog
good.
name.
Yeah,
That's a
I don't
good
know.
dog
I'm not
name.
into people names. And even Max, it's like I consider it like Maximus Prime or like, like in that realm. I don't think of it as a Maxwell, like whether he is or he's not.
Speaking of
But yeah.
monkeys,
Who? Oh yeah, what are you talking about? The South Carolina shit?
yeah, dude, what the fuck?
What the fuck is that, dude?
How
I
does
just saw
that happen? Jack, did you see this?
No, what happened?
So, 43 monkeys escaped from a research lab in South Carolina. They're just running around. They're trying to catch them.
No fucking what? Like what kind of monkeys? Big
I was just
guys
saying, did you
or?
read what kind of monkeys they were?
I didn't. I assume, it's the research monkey.
Yeah,
Oh
It's
yeah,
the
yeah,
run of the
yeah.
mill. It's the
Yeah.
Ace
Curious
Ventura
storage
monkey.
sized.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
fucked though. Which it's like, granted, thankfully, most monkeys aren't exactly life threatening unless you get yourself in a real pickle. But
Mhm.
that's a wild, stroll down the street in South Carolina.
Dude, and they're smart and they're douchebags. Like there's a lot of countries in like Southern Asia that have monkey theft issues. Like monkey crime is on the rise. They rob people blind.
Because they're all just walking around down there.
Yeah.
But how
They gotta
quickly
clean
do
up
you
the
think?
streets.
How quickly do you think these monkeys get fucking scooped up and domesticated by the fucking locals? I mean, or sold.
South Carolina, you can't put it past them. That's the South.
I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, they're fucking in shambles too right now too. So anything extra money that they can get from the fucking hurricanes, they're gonna get that monkey and sell that bitch back to wherever it came from, dude.
Back to Zimbabwe.
Back to Africa or wherever they're from.
Yeah,
Oh,
a
fuck.
monkey is fine. It's a chimp that you don't want to roll up on. The chimps are like the bigger
Mm.
ones that tore that lady's face off.
Yeah, well, the thing is, though, chimps too. They're not. Chimps are still like. What was her name? Jane something.
Yeah,
Who was the monkey
I
lady?
just watched the doc too.
Like, dude, like she like lived with them pretty much. Like the monkeys
Yeah.
are pretty. They're just so smart, all of them. Where it's like you can kind of just don't be a fucking idiot. I feel like that with most animals, except big cats. I hate people that when I watch big cat videos or people that deal with bears, I get so anxious and I know that it wouldn't get posted on the internet for like with captions that say like, oh, my best, like I'm not gonna
Right.
see a guy die when I see a positive caption, but like I get so anxious every time one of those videos come up, dude, because it's like instantly you're dead, like you're done. You have no defense against these things most of the time, unless you have a gun on you, literally.
I know what you're
definitely gonna
saying.
send you one now. Look how cute this is, Mike. It's just
You're sending him a tiger.
Yeah, like it just I don't know. Like
I
people,
know what you're
it's
talking
cool.
about. I see those videos all the time of like it'll be this lady at the zoo and she'll be in the tiger cage and she'll be like,
Yeah.
"Oh, time to wake up, Simba," and she's fucking waking up this big ass tiger, and it's like, hey, like
Yeah.
maybe now's not the time to talk to him. Maybe let him
Yeah.
get up before you're
Yeah.
getting in his grill.
Seriously, yeah. There's this chick that I used to come up with my TikTok algo a lot, and she would like her name was like Safari, whatever, and she would like go up to all the big cats and be like boop, like on the nose, and like it
I've
was
seen
cute.
that as well.
And it's like I'm all about, but like I'm just like every time I'm like, dude, this bitch is gonna get her hand taken off soon, and it never happens. But like,
Soon. Show me the video. I want to see it. I know it's
Yeah.
happening.
Exactly. How'd you lose your hand, big cat? But like, it's just like I'm always like, oh my god, dude, this finger's gone. Like it's gone, and it never happens. But that I don't know what it is. As I've gotten older, I'm even getting like more anxious around like bigger dogs. Like if I go to like a house with like a German Shepherd in it, and I don't know the dog. 10 years ago, I would have been like,
Yeah.
and now I'm kind of like, I'm taking it back where I'm like, I don't know, like they make me nervous, and I don't know why. It's just, maybe I'm getting old and cynical, but like I just don't trust things that I can't speak to. I don't know what it is, man. Does that happen?
No.
Does that happen to you at all? Like with big dogs? Like I get the cat, like the big cats, whatever, but like people's dogs and shit.
Well, it's funny that you bring that up because this is something that I wanted to talk about and pertaining to the NFL, and it's not like it's a similar feeling, and I think it's happened because I've gotten older, and I feel the same way. Like when I go up to animals, I'm for sure like, compared to even 4 or 5 years ago, I'm way less like I'm not going up and just petting your dog if you don't say that your dog's cool.
Yeah.
But I've noticed when I'm watching NFL games or any college or NFL football now, like when there's like a weird hit that I know hurt, I'm always like, oh,
Oh,
like I never used to do that, but now I feel it in my body when I see a weird
my
hit.
God.
And I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, maybe that wasn't a big hit, but that hit looked like it just kind of is going to hurt for
Yeah.
days.
Dude,
You know?
I mean, I think that's that just is territory that comes along with getting a major injury. Like anytime I see hyperextension of a leg, or like when you saw who just popped his Achilles recently? Oh, Deshaun.
Yeah.
Like, dude, just instantly my whole body gets chills, and I'm just like,
Oh.
yep. So yeah, I think that is with getting injured and like the big crunches, and you're just like, oh, like even watching funny videos of people falling on the internet. When you see it and you're like, dude, no, that guy's fucked up. Like
Oh yeah,
Dude, I'll swipe. I'll start the video. I'll see that something bad's going to happen. I'm gone. I'm
Yeah.
immediately gone. I don't even want to watch it. I know you guys are being pricks, and I don't even want to participate.
Yeah.
I'm starting to get better with that. I think that's something that you got to condition yourself to because you want to watch it.
Yeah.
But you can't do it because you know what it's going to do to your mental.
Dude, that's terrible for our brains. I also stopped watching the murder Twitter videos. I had to. I said, listen.
Smart.
I mean, that is definitely messing up the chemistry sitting behind my eyeballs.
Oh, yeah.
Can't do those.
You're not supposed to just be watching people die on Twitter all day. Like that's not what your brain's supposed to see.
Yeah. Or I don't know. Like, but like when the videos where you see people get hurt, like a lot of them are really funny. Like when you watch like kids fall on ice, or like even like little baby crashes on a bike and stuff, you're like, all right. But then there's like the ones where you're like, dude, no, that guy just fell like 3 stories and is like probably dead. I'm not sure. Like I may have just because sometimes they cut it off so quickly that you're like, that dude's fucked. Like, there's no way he's not fucked or her.
Yeah, we want America's Funniest Home Video style injuries.
Yeah, man. Like I don't
not real injuries.
Yeah, dude. We don't
I want to see somebody like step on a Lego.
Yeah, exactly.
Or a rake and hit it you in the fucking face. Like
you're we're going for Looney Tunes here.
Yeah, just cartoon style.
Seriously. Yeah. It's weird. I've just gotten more like, I guess it's just like the lack of trust of people and like overall. But like I get so much more anxious around things that I kind of can't control as much anymore. And I don't know what that's about. And I don't know if it's just me getting old and just fucking whatever, but I don't know, something about it.
I think that's all it is. We're just becoming more and more aware and like almost, just more protective of ourselves and the people around us. And I think that's all it is.
Bro, when you see enough, you know enough, Like you've seen, like you see a big dog, you're like, I've seen this fucking happen before. Okay. I'm not going to the hospital for 14 stitches on my face right now. I can't afford it.
I've seen it on Twitter.
Yeah. There's a,
I know how this ends.
This kind of relates. There's a Mark Norman bit he does where he talks about how like people are so afraid of being racist. He's like, you walk by a sketchy looking group of white guys, you cross the street. He's like, no problem. You walk by a sketchy looking group of black kids, you want to cross the street, but you stay on that side because you don't want to look racist. It's like, no, dude, if shit looks sketchy, he's like, you'd rather look like an asshole or rather not look racist than that. Where it's like, fuck that. If I feel danger, I don't care what you look like, what's going on, who it is, I'm fucking moving somewhere out of the way, dude.
Like if somebody's walking down the street in like a full Barney costume, I'm crossing the street.
Yeah, dude.
Like that's dangerous. I don't know who it is under there, but that's a dangerous person. That's all that I know.
No way it's the original actor.
Right. That's what I mean. Like you're a crazy person. We do have to quickly touch on, what's happening in Washington, D.C. Are the Capitals jerseys the best in the NHL, or maybe the best in all of sports?
God, I fucking hate you because that was such a good fucking that was so good. Are you talking about the Blacks or the Reds?
No, the Blacks.
Yeah, they're so good.
They're so good.
They're definitely
perfect.
Yeah, I mean they look new enough, but they still have like just that perfect amount of how they almost look exactly like the ones Ovi was drafted into, and you're like,
Yes.
man, they did
But they're
such
cleaner.
a good job. Yeah, they exactly. They're a more modern version of it, but all of the aesthetic is still there, and they did such a good job without overkilling it.
That bronze like shimmer
Mhm.
color is fucking crazy.
Yeah, it's
like
just
that's such a
sharp,
sick low key, and that makes you think of like the 90s where it was like a little bit more of that flash type of,
Yeah.
which is
And, like,
awesome.
Bro, these are almost exactly like the old ones.
Aren't they
but
sick?
they're just new and improved, like just the updated, cooler looking version, like just sharper.
The blue's a little bit different, but yeah, they are fucking sweet.
Yeah. And if correct me if I'm wrong, you were just looking at it, right, Jack? The fucking Capitals go vertical, right? Vertical on an angle, or one way or the other.
Yes, sir.
Like, that's such like an old school like design. Like that's how a lot of shit used to be.
Yeah.
And it's not like, you know what I mean? Like you don't see that anymore. Like going
Pretty much the Rangers have it now. Like the Penguins used to do that. It used to say Pittsburgh across the jerseys when Lemieux played. Like it used to be way more popular, but yeah, now it's just really the Rangers, and that's kind of
Question for you guys: what does it look like? Because doesn't Fanatics run jerseys for every fucking league now?
No, but they definitely
Nike
do. They
the
do.
NFL.
Yeah, they do hockey though.
Yeah, they
hockey and baseball now, right?
I think you're right. I think the baseball thing is a Fanatics fuck up.
Yeah, they have shitty
Fanatics?
jerseys. I'm pretty sure
Look it
that's
up.
the company.
I thought it was fucking Nike that took over baseball and fucked it up.
No.
Okay.
It's Fanatics. What does?
Hold on, Adidas isn't the NHL anymore? That lasted only a few years.
No, I don't think so.
That's why we have Jack to look stuff up.
Because there was like a big thing. It was like 3 years, only like a couple years Adidas took over.
Yeah, but remember Adidas had like the dotted shoulder pads.
Yeah. That's not there.
I don't
anymore.
think they have those anymore.
I believe you. I haven't watched enough hockey with with all the sports going on, and like the fact that the Hawks just aren't that good. Like I haven't watched enough of it like physically to really pay attention. So I believe.
Yeah, Fanatics, the authentic outfitter of the NHL.
Interesting.
That's wild how that happened.
Yeah, well, bro, and I was gonna say I don't like that one bit. I liked having one of the big manufacturers kind of stealing a contract out of nowhere, switching shit up. It lasts so many years, then it goes back. But for a company like fuck ass Fanatics is what I'll call them, FAF, to hop in and steal the show like that and do it in such an underwhelming fashion, like it kills my vibe. Like when the MLB jerseys came out and they were like paper thin and the players hated them, this, that, the other. It's like, I don't know. It grinds my gears. I used to love seeing like when fucking Oregon took Nike and they fucking the coolest shit ever to happen in uniform history, maybe. And
but that's because the fucking guy who created Nike, one of the co-founders of Nike, went to Oregon, so he just gave them all and also the MLB wears Nike. I think all of their merch and their gear is created by Fanatics.
Well,
their jerseys are Fanatics. Look it up.
I literally just did. That's why I'm staring at it right now, telling you.
Look it up again.
It's a rare L by Nike because everything else they do, like you want, and if you're a football team, like college, it matters a lot because they all get to pick who they go with. You know, if your team, like if you're Notre Dame and you're Under Armour, you wish you were Nike because Under Armour fucking blows.
Under Armour sucks.
I also liked when hockey, like back in the day, when their uniforms were like made by like CCM.
Reebok. Reebok days were awesome.
Yeah, Reebok was well, I liked it that they were like, I don't like that like even like when Adidas took over, like I liked the concept of like a fucking hockey brand making the hockey sweaters. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I think that's cool. Like, where it's like, obviously it's all money based and can it be mass produced and can it be sold and whatever, yada, 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 whatever. It's a business. But like, it just seems like that's all gone. Like, imagine if like, who used to make fucking Majestic used to make the fucking baseball uniforms. Majestic is a baseball fucking brand. I don't care what
They
anyone says.
were awesome.
You know what I mean? Like, that is like the shit. Like, I liked the NFL equipment used to make the NFL uniforms. Like, that was dope as fuck. Like, it sucks. Obviously, we've gotten away from that, but I'm glad you brought up retro unis and to say that the NFL, I don't care what anyone says, has murdered it with the retros this year.
Who specifically are you like thinking about right now?
The Broncos, the Patriots, the
Bucks.
Bucks.
The Niners ones I really like.
Dude, all of them are so. Even like Houston's new uniforms are kind of cheesy, but they're pretty dope. Like,
oh, those red ones that they're gonna wear this weekend
Yeah.
are sick.
Yeah, I mean,
Or even in
like,
college, the fucking Illinois unis when they whooped our asses were some of the coolest fits I've ever seen.
those were the ugliest, well-designed uniform. Like, the fact that they pulled that off is insane because those
Yep.
ones were
Yeah.
disgustingly ugly.
I hated them,
And
and
I
then I
can't believe
watched
they
us
did
play
it.
them, and I was like, "Damn, like these are kind of cool." I still do hate them. Like I would never like want to wear this, but they made it look good somehow.
Yeah, the detail in the helmet was insane. They
Was
said it took
crazy.
over like 2 hours plus to airbrush each helmet and blah blah blah. I'm like, Jesus fucking Christ.
Yeah, you
But-
could have done one and copy and pasted that shit, is what I said.
Yeah, but like, I think that the retros, the Jags OGs from the 2000s, those are fucking crispy. Like,
yeah,
they
with
are-
the full Jaguar on them.
Yeah,
That's what I
they're-
like, dude. Seeing
they're-
that full Jaguar on the shoulder pads, so sick.
Mhm. There's some good ones right now. The fucking Falcons are rocking the red helmet. Like,
Yep, with the blacks.
there's
Nasty.
just some good and it's crazy because
The
those
last
are the ones that we grew
time-
up watching.
Yeah, I was gonna say the last time the Lions wore a black jersey, it was fucking
The Lions, are the sick
Reebok who
ones.
made them, right?
Or NFL equipment,
Yes.
one or the other.
I think it was
whoever
Reebok that made the uniforms at that time. I think you're right.
And it was like 2009 or some shit.
Yep.
And like that's another one. Those ones are super dope. I mean, the helmet's obviously not retro, but like that jersey is retro. Like, and it's, I don't know, it's just cool that the Giants and the fucking Eagles are wearing. They're all just wearing shit that I grew up watching, and they're just better uniforms.
It
They
is
really
sick.
are.
And they were off the beaten path for a while there with the
They were
uniforms. They were getting a little
getting-
goofy.
Yeah, I mean, look at what the Cardinals wore the last few years, and then look at what the Commanders are wearing. Look what the Falcons are wearing. Other than the Falcons and the Commanders are pretty fucking cheesy uniforms. I personally think.
Yeah, they're
Um,
clip art uniforms.
Yeah, it's like
Brutal.
those are
Yeah.
where you go into Madden and you make your own fucking team uniform.
Exactly. Yeah, they're not good.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I get that they're only like, instead of doing like Color Rush, they're doing these, but like, it'd be nice for some of these teams to just go back to them permanently.
I agree.
I like, even if it's a shit uniform, I like when people change it up. I really do. Even if it's the worst one, I'm glad you did it.
No, you got to change. I agree with that. Even us saying like these unis are sick, obviously, but if they wore them all the time, it wouldn't be as sick. So
Yeah, it wouldn't. Yeah, no, exactly.
you got to switch it up for sure.
No, for sure. There's a few that can't. The Blackhawks, don't fucking touch them. Don't touch
Well, I'm
them.
glad we covered everything that happened in Washington, D.C. over the last couple weeks.
Yeah, I thought we should get that out of the way as a
Yeah,
podcast.
that was.
Yeah.
Speaking
We've
of,
done our due diligence.
Well, we haven't
Yeah.
because we still got to talk about this fucking Hail Mary that happened a couple fucking weeks ago.
yeah, that's what I was. Well, first I was gonna get into some other NFL news, and then we can get into that. Speaking of retro uniforms, the Eagles, the Kelly Greens are some of the best in the league. Saquon jumped over somebody backwards.
Dude. Like I said,
That
dude
was
is
dumb.
He's just pressing random buttons right now, dude.
Did you see the video of the bench reacting?
Dude, yeah.
Oh
I mean,
my God,
why
it was
wouldn't
so
you
sick.
react that way?
I
What
would,
the
but it's
fuck?
just cool to see like other grown like professional athletes be like, that was fucking crazy.
Bananas, dude. I mean, when you're like playing like Mortal Kombat or any of those games like that, where like you just kind of gotta back the guy down and just keep fucking spamming buttons. He's gotten so good that that's what he's doing right now. He's just like, dude, fuck it. And that was one of the more impressive things. You think he went up to anyone and was like, I'm gonna do this spin, this 180, and then just say fuck it and do a backflip over this guy?
Like, I don't know if it was premeditated or not. I, in my like heart of hearts, I think that he just has eyes in the back of his head. Like, he just feels people. Like, his awareness rating, if it's not a 99, put that shit up to a 99 in Madden, because he feels people coming. He literally just fucking jumped over that guy and didn't see him. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah, that's the thing where it's like you can't go up to coach and be like, hey, might jump over, do this week. Oh, that's cool. You do that all the time. No, I'm gonna do it backwards this week.
Yeah, like for like a celebration? No.
No, in between like 5 dudes.
Yeah,
spin
like,
around one of them, backwards jump over the other one.
Yeah, like for a first down.
Yeah. Oh, you mean like in practice? No.
Negative.
In the game.
No,
Yeah.
Nick. You're getting fired anyway, Nick. I'm gonna jump over some people backwards.
Yeah, I feel like that team is just like winning despite that. Like they're just doing everything they could to win, even though that dude stinks as a coach.
They really tried to lose that Jaguars game.
Yeah, that's kind of what they do. They that's like been their whole year, except the 2 weeks ago game when they blew a team out.
That's why I don't have faith in them. Like, I don't have faith in them in that division. I just don't.
I don't either.
Their defense is not good either. Like, can we just all put that out there? Like, it's just not.
No, they're just a lot of talented dudes, not a good team, you know.
Yep.
Which I think that fucking starts at the coaching level, you know.
I agree. Speaking of the coaching level, if you go back 10 episodes ago when we were talking about the NFL and who we thought was going to be good and bad, we were pretty sure the Saints were going to be bad.
Yeah.
We were wrong for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
We've been right, very right for like 6 or 7 weeks straight. They're the worst team. You can't lose to the Panthers.
I'm not going to take any credit for this take because not that I disagreed with you. I just wasn't as like, you were adamant. And I was like, huh? And they scored, 80 points in the first 2 weeks or some shit? And I was like, oh, Bob, you're fucking wrong. And
Bobby Cold takes back at it again.
Dude's never been more right in fucking life, dude. They're so bad.
They suck.
So bad. Yeah.
Yep. Dennis Allen fired this week. And I don't know. Apparently their cap situation is a mess. I think their draft capital situation is a mess. I don't know who they're going to get to take that job. I don't know who wants that job. But it's going to be a fucking hell of a rebuild for whoever takes it. It's going to have to be like, I don't think Ben Johnson's leaving Detroit to go take the Saints job.
No, he's not.
He's not going to Chicago either.
Oh, yeah, he is. Yes, he is.
He's not leaving. He's not going in the division. I can promise you that.
He's going to start eating hot dogs and deep dish pizza. All right?
He's
going to start talking like this.
He's not jumping on. Yeah. He's not jumping on the L.
He said, I don't know why I gave him Canadian. Orange and blue look good on me. You know, got to grow a mustache.
Where's the new field going to be? He's got to go get his parking spot.
Yeah, Arlington Heights.
Yeah, he's got to go over to Arlington.
I would I would do some real bad shit to get that dude as the HC over there in fucking CH.
I think a lot of people would. So let's get into it then. So the Hail Mary, and it's like, all right, things got to get better. Like, that was a hard fought game. Stayed in it with the Commanders. How do we bounce back this week? This is a good Cardinals team. Kind of, I thought, on the same playing field as you guys, kind of in a similar spot where it's like, hey, like, we're kind of picking up some steam. Let's see what we can do today. And the Bears lost all their steam.
Yeah, I mean, I think it sucks I haven't been able to watch either of the fucking past 2 games, which blows.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it stinks. But it, it's just a miss. Like Eberflus is just such a bad manager of a football team, and it
Mhm.
has nothing to do with his defensive strategy, what he brings to the table as a defensive guy, because he's one of the better ones, I'd say, honestly. Like he's gonna do what he's gonna. If he gets fired, he's gonna go and he's gonna be a great DC somewhere, or he's whatever, and I think he will
Mhm.
succeed. Um, he's just got no backbone. He's got no dick and balls. He's just
This poor guy.
well, dude. You can't. The thing is that there's just nothing to it, man. Like you can't lose games like this, and you can't like. I know he's not the play caller offensively, but it's like maybe let's run a play. Let's run the hey, we're gonna hand the center the ball play by me before you start doing crazy. You know what I mean? Like Roshan
Yeah.
Johnson is like 100. I think he's 100% from inside the 5 scoring touchdowns. He's like 5 for 5 or some shit.
Yeah, and
Hey,
they're
maybe
handing the
let's
ball to the left
yeah
guard or anybody
let
that wants it.
yeah let's maybe hey Shane, why don't you run that play by me before you start doing dumb shit? You know what I mean? Like there, I know like and at that like I learned a little bit about how the communication system works between coaches because I was like, dude, how is he not kiboshing that? And
Mhm.
I guess there's not really. It's more like a hey, run or pass and then go for it type. Like hey,
Mm.
run pass. Eberflus says run pass, and then Waldron takes over the rest. Whatever. But I'm like,
Gotcha.
okay. So he doesn't actually know exactly what plays coming. Yada yada this, yada yada that. But it's like you got guys that DJ Moore is walking off the field mid play. You got Tyreek Stevenson in the back, the backfield fucking talking shit. Yada. It's like
What
we have
happened
a
on that DJ Moore play? Was that officially like he was hurt and he was getting off the field, or did he know he
I,
stepped out of bounds?
so I didn't read into it enough. Obviously, everything it's TikTok. Everything I
Mhm.
saw was like only negative. Like I didn't see if there was an explanation on it, and I didn't even look into it because I was just like, "What the fuck ever, dude."
Like
Um,
watching Hard Knocks and just knowing, like I've seen a decent amount, I feel like, of DJ Moore talking. He does not strike me at all as a person that's going to quit in the middle of a play. Like he is very much a football guy.
yeah, he's a gamer. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's confusing. I think he was just a big fields guy, and I don't know. Maybe he just doesn't want to go through the growing pains of a fucking young quarterback again, like he has since he's lost Cam Newton. Like I don't know. Like I don't know what's going on over there. It just seems like you got a group of a lot of really good players, but no one to really like hone in. There's no manager. There's no.
There's no culture over there, I feel like, at
It,
this point.
it,
There's just no vibe.
yeah, exactly. It's all bad, and even the defense is starting to give up a little bit. Like this Arizona game, like that's all I kept hearing is like, dude, even the defense is starting to give up on the team a little. It's like, dude, that's not good because the
Yeah.
defense is sick. I don't know. Eberflus should have not even been there. I thought he should have been fired before, and I was very like, yeah, let's give him a chance, blah blah blah, because he's so good defensively. But
Mhm.
we just keep doing the same shit. I'm sure you've seen 100 times throughout any fucking coverage of them. I'm pretty sure Big Cat and PFT talked about it. Like, okay, we draft, we keep what's his face and we draft Trubisky, and then we get rid of him next year, and then. We have Nagy, and then instead of firing him, we draft a new quarterback, and then we fire him. It's like
Mhm.
we just keep doing the same shit every single
Yeah.
time. We draft a quarterback, and then we get rid of him 1 year after the fucking rookie's year. It's like, what are we gonna do, dude? You fire this guy. You got to bring in an offensive mind. Unfortunately, like because we don't need help defensively. We just need a guy that's gonna fucking kind of call the plays, and hopefully the talent's good enough. And then, but dude, you need a guy that can manage the team. I don't know. I'm really at a loss of words as a whole. Sick of reading about it. We're still 1 game out of the fucking wild card, or
Yep.
2 games out of the wild card. Gauntlet of a schedule coming up.
So what do you think
Yeah.
it's going to take? Do you think one more week like the Cardinals week? You think Eberflus is gone on Monday?
No, I don't think Eberflus is gone until the end of the year.
Really? You think now it's just like we're sticking with him?
Dude, I don't think our ownership has a fucking clue what they're doing.
Yeah.
I think it's at that point, like at this point, I think it's up top that's just like they're like afraid to let go of things. I don't know. And then what are they gonna do? This is what they'll do. If they fire Eberflus mid-season, they're gonna have some dickhead come in as the fucking interim from the staff, and he's gonna win a couple games against some good teams at the end of the year, and they're gonna be like, "This is gonna be our fucking new guy," and then we're not gonna go get a real fucking coach, and then we're gonna be stuck in some rut again. I guarantee that's what's happening.
That would be an
Guarantee it.
absolute travesty.
That is the
And
Chicago
I
way,
hope you're
feel
wrong.
like.
Is Ryan Pace still the GM?
No, Poles is.
Oh,
But-
Ryan Poles.
Yeah, but fucking the McCaskies or whatever are the ones that own the fucking team. I think it's on them.
Yeah, your Fords. You need one of them to die.
Yeah.
That's what worked out for us.
Yeah, and I think Poles is still the guy. I do think Poles is a good GM. I really do. I think he has a really good eye for talent, and I think he kind of knows what he's doing with the draft and shit like that. So I don't think he's the problem. I think we need a coach that is competent and offensive minded. We got to go offense this time.
Last thing, Bears. Khalil Herbert traded. Sad to
for
see
him.
him go.
No, not sad to see him go. I'm glad he's a good running back. And he's gonna go get legit touches in Cincy because I think they haven't ruled him out for the year, but they're saying that Zach Moss is probably gonna miss the remainder of the season.
Yeah, that's what I've
So,
been hearing too.
Khalil Herbert, good fucking running back. Not great, but he is definitely in any 2-back system. He's a really good running back. I mean, we haven't used him in I think 4 weeks. Like I don't think he's touched the ball I think he has 2 healthy scratches and hasn't touched the ball in like 3 or 4 weeks previous to that. So, don't need him. We got a good combo of running backs. Roshan is a great back. He's and obviously Swift is kind of resurged. Good. I'm happy. I mean, we get a 6th round pick or some shit like that, or a 7th round pick. Nothing special, but get him off the books. Let him go play in a good team, and hopefully he can, earn himself some money. I'm a fan of Herbert because he was like the guy where we're like, well, we got rid of Monty. What the fuck are we gonna do? And he kind of held it. He kind of held it down too when Monty was hurt the year before, and it's like he's a good back. He's a good back. He seems like he should have a decently long career as a backup or like a spell back in the league.
Yeah, that's sick.
Personally.
Good for him. I mean, going
Yeah.
to a team that's making a hard playoff push right now too.
Yeah,
so
they're finally kind of righting the ship a little bit. Yeah, I agree.
be fun for him to get involved and be an important cog.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
no. I don't like that. Like the concept of if he was like holding out or like being some fucking pile of shit about things. Yeah, good riddance. But like if you're just trading a guy because there's no real fit for him and not because of like his skill or whatever, it's like, dude, I would never be like, yeah, fuck this guy, like.
Yeah,
Happy,
I think that's a weird move. I mean, most fan bases do it because people are assholes, but
yeah,
it is a weird move.
Yeah, it's like this weird like fucking now you're not on our team. I hate you. It's like, well, there's a couple, like when Brett Favre went to the Vikings, yeah, I'd be kind of pissed off at him. But like, but like as a whole, it's like chill the fuck out, dude. Like he didn't do anything.
Yeah, when Stafford left, like there were plenty of people here that were pissed. I mean, I was like, good for you, dude. Go get your ring.
Yeah, what are you
the
gonna
ownership, the mess that was here at the time, it's like, what do we want this guy to do for us?
Yeah,
like, what can this guy do to turn this? Like, it's not his fault. There's
no
outside forces that are making us lose games.
And people are so fucking stupid because it's like most of the time, the only way things are going to get better is when you have to make that unfortunate move. Like, you're not going to right the ship when you have Stafford in house. Like, dude, like, you have to realize, like, what's around. People are so silly. It's like, dude, chill. Like, this is the start to something better.
Before we go Lions, CMC going to make his debut this weekend. Is that enough to fix the Niners? I have a lot of trouble thinking about their team because obviously Ayuk's dead. You never know if Debo's going to be alive. George Kittle's kind of been carrying him at this point. And fucking like Jawan Jennings types of guys, but And I don't know what's going on with that defense. It feels like they're not the same. Like, I just don't know. Like, was CMC that important to where it literally, like, he changed the entire locker room?
Bro, with CMC, they are a top 5 team in the NFC North or in the NFC.
You think so?
That's not saying much.
No, I don't think it's saying much, but it is. They're
I
not
agree
right
with
now.
you, no.
No,
but
they're not right now.
I mean, look, okay, but the West. I mean, Arizona is at the top of the West right now by a half game, 5-4. The
That's
Rams are
dangerous
playing
Cardinals
good.
team.
Insane.
Ask the
Yeah,
Bears.
it's a danger. Shut the fuck up. Dude.
That was a low blow.
That was a I'm about to X the fuck out. But no, yeah, the Cardinals are playing good football. I'm not saying it, but like, I
But
don't
they're
think
not
the Niners.
good. We know that they're not good.
No, yeah, I mean the Niners. You know, they beat. I mean, losing to the Cardinals was probably the biggest thing. But like, dude,
What are
they've
they right
lost
now?
a lot. They're 4-4.
Yeah.
All of their losses. I mean, 10 points to the Chiefs, lost by 1 point to the Cardinals, lost by 3 points to the Rams, lost by 6 to the Vikings. These are all playoff teams.
Right.
So, they're right there. And I think CMC is that good. I mean, it's tough to not say he's that good with what he's done in his career. Like, he does do that. He changes your defense. I don't know.
If they go on a tear and get like the 2 seed in the NFC, should we name CMC MVP? That's what this is. That's what the award is. The award is literally the most valuable player.
Yeah.
And your team stunk before he was back on it.
Yeah. No, I mean, I don't know. I wouldn't. He's definitely the most valuable running back in the league. I don't care who the fuck you are. I mean, Derrick Henry's damn good. But
if he comes back and they fucking win out,
I mean,
then there's a discussion.
I mean, no, he has no chance of actually winning it. Let's get real. But he definitely should be considered it as a whole.
Right.
I agree.
It's a funny award because it's not actually most valuable player.
No,
it's who has the best stats as a quarterback.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, they don't have an easy schedule going forward. I mean, they got the Lions, they got the Bills, they got the fucking, and then they got the Packers. I mean, they got a tough fucking schedule, dude. So I don't know. Kittle's killing it. Purdy's good. The fact that they haven't reached out to any of these receivers that have gotten moved is kind of surprising, especially like a D-Hop. Like a D-Hop is just such a low risk, high reward player. You can already see it in KC. Like, he should have been number 1 in the fucking things. Like, I mean, like Mike Williams, not so much, but all these, like Cooper Kupp, dude, like I would be fucking selling out for Cooper Kupp right now. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's a win-now team.
The lack thereof of moves from a lot of teams was alarming, I think. Like, even for like a team like the Packers or the Vikings, like, I know that
what do they need?
The
Vikings are the number 1 defense in the league, and they have pretty much a stacked fucking offense. Maybe O-line? What do they need?
I don't know, but I feel like there were pieces out there like that. And I'm sure they were asking around. Like, it's impossible to sit here and say that they weren't. But I don't know. It was just the deadline. The NFL deadline is always more quiet than you think it's going to be. But this year, I thought from a contender standpoint, it's like, okay, Chiefs go out and get D-Hop. Check. Right on schedule. Lions surprise everybody and actually do make a move. Go get Zadarius Smith. Those are like maybe the top 2 teams in the NFL. Obviously, the Commanders are the big move to get Marshawn Lattimore. They gave up a decent amount to go get him. But then outside of that, it's kind of like,
Yeah.
It just kind of made me think. It's like, all right, like, are these teams satisfied with where they are? Did they try really hard and couldn't get anywhere? I don't know.
I mean, to me, with like a Vikings team and even the Packers, both of these teams are in position right now to be set up for the future. They're not. I mean, the Packers are definitely in Super Bowl mode because they think, but like the Vikings aren't they want to win it and they are going to try their damnedest, but like they're not even going to re-sign Darnold. Like I
Right.
don't think that they're in any position to give up anything substantial to make what this team already is any better. Because to me, that team on paper, you're like, dude, yeah, there's really no holes. It's just they're in a division with a fucking team that has less holes. You know what I mean? Like, so the Niners are the team that is weird because they're a win now team. Like they're not a hey, we have guys set up. Like this is a team that they got a guy under the fucking his rookie contract as a quarterback. They have CMC and then they have a bunch of guys who the fuck knows, like
We're just in the Super Bowl, and they are
yeah,
very hurt. So it would have made
exactly.
sense for them to make a move.
Yeah, that's the one. And then the Rams, like they're getting everyone back, but like that's a team too that I thought would either sell, which I thought they would have if they didn't go on a 3-game win streak and get right back in the mix. But like them and the Bucks, I feel like you got to make a move. The Bucks are in a weird spot limbo wise where the Falcons are better than them, but they're still kind of good fighting for a playoff spot, and they have no fucking receivers. And their Mike Evans isn't back until week 11. Like you can't. Baker's making it happen somehow, but like, how do you not? Neither of those two teams go out and do something is confusing to me. And then the AFC, I don't know. The AFC is just so top heavy that the Bills made their move, the Chiefs made their move, the Ravens even bought it, Deontay Johnson. So
Yeah,
and fucking did they get Lattimore? Or no, who the fuck did they just get? They got a cornerback.
Yeah, it was Tre'Davious White.
Tre'Davious White, yeah, which I mean nothing
He's
crazy.
kind of on the downfall, but
yeah. But like so all of the top AFC teams did what they needed to do, but it's like the NFC is just so weird and open, and I don't know, the two teams, like I said, the Bucks and the fucking Niners were the teams I thought would actually do something. They didn't do shit.
yeah,
Confusing.
they didn't do anything.
Very confusing.
Real quick before we do Lions, would you have gone for 2 if you were the Bucks to win the game rather than go to overtime?
No, because there was like 35 seconds left. They would have lost.
You think so? It was a loss either way.
Yeah, I think I would Casey have 2 timeouts and 35 seconds to go 40, 25, 30 yards. There was no doubt in my mind they were moving the ball way too easily towards the end of that game.
Casey is like 7-1 or something like that in coin tosses this year. They don't lose coin tosses
That's wild.
They don't lose games. They don't lose coin tosses. Like you knew they were winning that overtime coin toss, and you saw Baker's reaction when they did win it. He was like, "Fuck, it's over."
Yeah, and to me, I think that's if you go and you get that 2-point conversion, I feel like that was gonna happen to get into field goal range. Personally, you know what I mean?
So?
Like it just seemed like the team was. KC is such a good like end of game team in terms of like closing shit out. Obviously,
Yeah, they just win.
No, yeah, where it's like they just always make it happen, and it's they got the GOAT. They have
they've been winning ugly, but they just keep winning.
And everyone keeps saying that, and like everyone's saying like Mahomes, this is his worst year, and blah blah blah. But it's like, dude, like
numbers wise, it is.
Yeah, numbers wise in terms of, but like his last few games, like they're turning it on offense. Like they're not putting up major points or anything, but like they're doing anything. They're doing all they have to do. I don't think he's like having like I think we talked about this a few weeks ago though. Like the NFL right now is very down in terms of quarterback play statistically. Like obviously Burrow, Lamar, guys are going off still. Like they're playing well, but like I think the highest fucking average yard per game is Geno, and it's not even. It's like two. It's like
it's
not many
300
guys,
anymore. Like
not many guys are even 250 exactly.
Yeah.
So it's like, maybe he's averaging 230 yards a game, but it's like, dude, that's like probably top 12 in the league.
Yep.
So it's weird. I get it, but something's going on in the league where you don't have to chuck it as much. I don't know. Something's going on.
Teams are relying a lot more on the run game, especially like as the year is moving along. For sure.
Yeah. And you've noticed that the best teams run the ball. I mean, KC runs the fuck out of it.
Run the ball well.
Baltimore Detroit, even Green Bay runs it pretty good.
The
Like
Eagles
the Eagles, like yeah,
literally
these
saves
motherfucker.
them running the ball.
Exactly. Like all
Yeah.
of the top dogs run the fuck out of the ball. That was why the Bears were having trouble in the beginning. Like they can't run. It's like, dude, don't matter how good your quarterback is if you can't run, right?
Yep. Play action doesn't work if there is no trick to it.
Just it's just action.
Yeah, it's just action. This is just, hey, we're passing it again.
Yeah.
Because there is no threat of the run. You knew that we weren't going to run.
Bro, Goff's attempts surprise me a lot. Like, he has way fewer passing attempts than I would have ever imagined him to have on a
Well, and
Detroit
that's the
Lions
thing, and that's
football
why,
team.
that's why, you know, guys like Hade in our group chat are fucking coming after me saying that there are so many better quarterbacks out there, and I want my quarterback to do this, and I want my quarterback to do that. And I told him, I was like, hey, we had that. We had a guy that was throwing for 300 a game, and we had a guy that was throwing 3 touchdowns a game. Like, that works, but if the culture's not right, if the guy's throwing picks, like, none of it matters in the end. Jared Goff doesn't throw in completions. The guy doesn't. Like, if there's an open receiver, he fucking hits him. And if you watch all day on Sunday, you'll see a lot of guys miss wide open guys. And you wonder how the fuck does that happen?
So first of all, Jared Goff this year has the highest completion percentage, like 75 or 73 or something outrageous.
Yeah,
they put him.
He's going for Breeze. Breeze has the record at like 74.7 or something for the year, and he's
That's
on pace to break
ridiculous.
So
dude.
I just want to say too, and I wanted to confirm this before I just started speaking blasphemy. Jared Goff last year was number 2 in the National Football League in passing yards. Like, what do we?
Correct.
Like, oh, I want a guy that like he could, but when you have a well-oiled machine, you do high percentage plays. You don't just chuck it to chuck it. Like Jordan Love makes ego throws. Jared Goff makes very high percentage plays to put his team in position to win games. That's why I think the Packers are going to fall off. I don't think Love's that good. He's not cerebral enough because he just tries to show off a big arm that kind of gets him in trouble. Like Jared Goff could do it. He has done it. He literally, the guy, what the fuck are we talking? Sorry.
And maybe,
I'm yelling at somebody that's not even in the room right now.
No, and maybe Jordan Love Jordan Love has all the talent in the world, don't get me wrong. And maybe he'll get there. But it's right now, it's a between the ears thing. Like, he needs more time in the league. He needs more time in the league.
Agree.
And that's what, like, a lot of these guys need more time in the league. Like, look how well Baker's playing.
Yeah.
Like, fucking Baker obviously needed to change the scenery too, but the guy is learning more and more every game, and he's playing fucking lights out. Like, your brain as a quarterback, especially now in the NFL, needs to be different to succeed.
Yeah, and too, with a lot of guys coming out that rely on like either like a West Coast or like a running option as a quarterback too. Like, yeah, they're a lot. They don't think about it as much. They're just kind of like, hey, I'm fast, I'm talented, I can do it. I agree with you. Look at all the revivals in the NFL. Like, we've talked about this many times.
Yep.
Yeah, Baker, Geno, Sam Darnold, like so many players that we can't even think of. I mean, Jared Goff is one of them too. Like, the guy was cast off out of town. Yeah. But that people just make me so mad when, like, oh, I want my guy. Shut the fuck up. Look at his numbers as a Lion. The guy can do it. It's just he doesn't need to. Why are you ever gonna do some dumb shit just for numbers? Like, he's not trying to win the MVP. He's trying to win a Super Bowl.
I think it's more so, and I'm sure like most Packers fans feel the same way. And I think it's more so being as good as they were for so long. They don't understand that, like, I don't care what the team looks like. I just want to fucking win. Like, they've won so much that they don't even understand, like, oh, I want to win and I want to, like, have Aaron Rodgers and be fucking sexy and like, win in a fun way. Like, I just want to win. And now the Lions are doing both. Like, they not only do they win, but they're, thanks to Ben Johnson, like, they're the most fun team in football to watch. And this last Sunday and the Sunday before against the Titans were absolute fucking clinics. I mean, this last Sunday especially, they talked about it all week. All right, it's going to rain. Amon-Ra said Wednesday, we knew for sure 100% it was going to rain. We did nothing but practice with wet balls all week, soaking wet. Like, We weren't fucking around. We're going to be ready for it. And you saw it on the field. The Packers receivers dropped a ton of balls. I mean, one wide open in the end zone. Like 3 or 4.
So I didn't watch it. Once again, I couldn't watch the 3:00 game. So yeah,
3 or 4 blatant drops, just because it seemed like they were like, oh shit, the ball's wet. It's like, oh yeah, it's a fucking hurricane out here. You guys didn't see this shit coming on Wednesday. And that's like, it's every level. And this is gonna piss the Pack off. This is gonna piss the NFC North off. But the Lions are a fucking tier above right now, from water boy to GM. Everybody is on the same page, and I worry, and people have been talking. I have not worried, but people have been talking a lot the last few days about, okay, are we peaking too early? Like, when is this thing going to fall off? And kind of talking that way, because it's the NFL, and you do think about that. And, you think about a few years ago when we started like shit, and then we ended the year really strong. Or, you think about how the Eagles fell off last year. Like, it happens every year, all the time. Mm-hmm. So why shouldn't it happen to the Lions? And I think the reason is it's just too well-oiled of a machine right now. Like, if the Lions were to lose this Sunday in Houston, we would have to play really bad, I think. Like, if the Lions play an average game like they did against the Pack, not a great game by any means, plenty of stuff to clean up, but they did enough to win. They won by 10 points. Like, I think the same thing is going to happen in Houston. Like, Houston's so hurt. They're so hurt. They lost Diggs. They don't have Collins. Will Anderson's not going to be on the edge this Sunday. Like, those are the 3 of their best players. Stroud's looked lost without these guys. Obviously, Joe Daddy Mixon, gonna get his. You just kind of got to let him get his, just like we let Jacobs get his last week. And if they can't beat us any other way, then you're not going to beat us. Like, the Lions could score too many ways. You're not going to be able to keep up unless you control the clock. You have to control the clock, and you have to match us score for score. That's the only way to beat us.
Yeah, I was going to say you got to control the clock, and I've been saying this since day one of the year, is you have to, against the Lions, to beat them, you have to control the line of scrimmage, and not necessarily just control it. You kind of got to dominate it.
You got to win.
Like, yeah, you have to win, because it's like you need to get to Goff when they pass, or else he's going to find someone. You need to stop the run so you're not at 3rd and 3 every time, because you're going to get it. Like, you have to win, and then you have to hold any rush and give your guys time to run the ball and or pass the ball. That's the only, because, yeah, like you said, they're too good. They're, honestly, and I hate to admit it, and just, like, kind of, I feel like I'm riding, like I'm knob goblin here, but they're so good. Like, it's annoying as fuck, but they are unreal. One of the better teams probably ever assembled. I mean, no bullshit.
It's the culture, man. And that's where it starts. It's the locker room. Like, everybody's bought in. And like you said, like, you're right. And the problem is, even if you stop us and you get us to 3rd and 5, don't let us get too many. Because we're 2nd and 5. Like, we're going for it every single time.
It's like you need to put them, like, behind the sticks. Like, it's just there's too many elite players and good coaching for the guys that aren't elite that make it so easy, and it's all good.
Did you see the Branch ejection?
I just saw them giving the double birds to the fucking.
Oh, you didn't see the hit?
I didn't. No. Oh, it was a targeting call.
It was a load of shit.
And that's like, I mean, yeah, technically it was, because there is no targeting in the NFL as far as ejecting a guy. It has to be like super malicious, which I don't think that it was.
All right.
I don't think that it was super malicious. I could, like, at the time, in the moment, I could have saw it going either way. The more people talk about it, it seems like everybody's been kind of split on it. It is what it is. We ended up winning the game anyway, so it doesn't really matter. But it sucks because earlier in the day, Chris Olave got knocked the fuck out, and that guy didn't get ejected. So it's like,
and that dude has like the most
priors.
Yeah, like what is that penalty called?
Personal foul.
Yeah, and a defensive receiver. He has like the most in the league, and nothing happened. I feel for Olave so badly, and he's on my fucking fantasy team.
I know. I know.
You're like, oh god, dude.
Hate to see that shit.
But
Sick,
yeah,
sick
I just saw
throwing
the birds.
the dub mids up there though.
Oh, why you talking about him throwing the fingers up?
Yeah,
What did he get fined for that?
I don't know. I don't know that
He had to have
he
gotten
definitely
fined.
got
Correct?
fined. He
Okay, I was
definitely
gonna
got fined.
say.
Yeah, I don't know
I was
what it
gonna
ended up
say.
being though, but these TikToks have been going around. This company made in Detroit put that picture on shirts and sent them to the Lions. So like all the DBs were wearing them in these TikToks yesterday,
So,
like the Brian Branch shirts,
I
flipping
was gonna
everybody off.
bring this up. I'm glad that we started talking about this thing because I had it locked and loaded and I kind of forgot until right now. Are you concerned with the Lions kind of becoming like the villain of the NFL?
I was thinking about this today actually, and I'm glad also that you remembered to bring this up because I think this is the last year that it's going to be a fun ride.
Why do you say
Next,
that?
because well, it's going to be fun for us, but next year, especially say we go out and we win the Super Bowl this year.
Okay.
Next year, everybody's not going to think Brian Branch flipping people off is so cute. People aren't going to like, oh, these are the fun Lions. Like, if we start fucking people up like we did to Tennessee, if we start flipping crowds off like we did in Green Bay, like we're going to become the enemy real quick of the entire league. Because right now, I think, if you're not in the NFC or the NFC North, you're like, yeah, the Lions are a fun story. And they're fun to watch. Ben Johnson's awesome. Like this offense is cool. But yeah, I think this welcome is going to get worn out real fucking quick if we win significantly.
Because it's like it's top down. I mean, even like I'm on Raw and like him doing his pod and like even just like wearing like the Green Bay Sucks shirt and like obviously Dan Campbell, like you'd love, like he's the guy you would love to have and like his attitude about football, but like does that get old anytime soon where he's kind of like fuck you, where it's like yeah, like obviously you got guys from the birds and this and that, like I don't know.
And that's the thing, like as a
Yeah.
fan base, not gonna get old. Like, how do you not love that shit? Like, if you're a Boston Bruins fan, you fucking love Brad Marchand. Like, that's what we got. We got a couple of Brad Marchands on the team between Amon-Ra, definitely one. Brian Branch, definitely not one. He's like a fucking really humble, down-to-earth guy. But he's catching the juice right now. He's catching the fire.
The thing, and obviously this isn't hockey, so like it's not. But like, do you think it ever like? I think the NFL is too soft nowadays anyway. But like, does it ever? Do any consequences come from it? Like, hey man, I'm a linebacker. I don't give a fuck. I'm taking this dude's head off late.
Taking Amon-Ra out.
Fuck yeah, like I don't give a shit. I don't care. I'm fucking this dude up so he can shut his fucking mouth type thing, and I'll take the couple game suspension and the fine. Like.
It definitely could come to that.
It's just with the NFL being so pussy now, I doubt it. But like that's like where my head is going. Like if I'm a Bears fan, like I want to see guys die. Like fuck you guys, you know what I mean?
Right?
Like,
oh, 100%.
We're not in the position yet, like where Green Bay is. But like if that ever, like, dude, fuck you. You know what I mean? Like I'm trying to get after it, and I'm trying to take out your best player. Like I don't care.
Yeah.
Like
no, and Amon-Ra and Xavier McKinney were getting into it. Like they've got a little bit of a beef that kind of carried over into this game, like talking to the media and stuff, and they were kind of pushing and shoving, especially early on in the game. It was a lot of it. So I expect to see a lot more of that. So we're gonna need guys like Alex Anzalone and leaders to step in, and Jared Goff to say, hey, like, let's be the bad guys, but let's not hurt the team doing it.
Yeah.
Right. It's one of the best things the Lions do is they don't hurt themselves. And you saw that in the first half against the Pack. The Pack had 7 penalties like right off the bat, and it was just killing them. And it's like, fuck, the Lions are getting penalized. And this was the Cleat Blakeman crew. This was the crew that boned us last year in Dallas with the eligible Taylor Decker situation. Yeah. So like I was going in the game like, fuck, we're gonna be boned by the refs. We're gonna have to play through that. But that wasn't the case. The boys played clean, and the Pack were just not organized for whatever reason going into that game. And I'm not dogging LaFleur at all.
I mean,
but
they're a
I think it's
mismanaged bunch too. They're to me,
that's all it is.
they're a mismanaged bunch, dude.
The
They're worse
talent's everywhere.
everywhere. Yeah, I agree with you on that. They're
Yeah.
They're a sloppy football team.
Mm-hmm.
They're young though. They're young, and that maybe they figure it out. But I agree. It's like that's the thing, and that's what we're talking about. That the Lions are just such a well-oiled team. They're just they're a machine. It's like, hey, go do your job. But yeah, I don't know, man. I don't give a fuck personally, but like, it just seems like they're kind of, and they're doing it with their own actions. A few guys, like, it's like you're starting to like become this like, hey, we're better than you. Fuck you. We're like gonna be the villain of the league. Where it's like, you don't need to do that. Like, you're kind of like that underdog story that's becoming it's like, chill, just let this shit ride out. I don't know. That's the way I look at it, but I know the tempers of the game, and
The
I don't know.
issue with it is that chip on our shoulder is what got us here. And I think they're fucking riding that, and they're like, because now they're just backing it up. So
but my
now
thing is like, who the
we're
fuck
turning into
has
the fuck you bully.
who other, like, even like Amon Ra getting drafted fucking as like the 10th receiver. He's like, oh, fucking taking. It's like, dude, who the fuck hurts you, man? Like, I don't like who hurt the Lions, and other than themselves over the last 20 years to have a chip on their shoulder. They fucking lost a game that was unfortunate last year. The call that was unfortunate. But like, I guess that's the chip. But like, dude, like, who the fuck hurt you? You guys are doing nothing but winning. Like, I don't get it. I don't understand why they think like there's some underdog. It's weird.
That's what's amazing about the culture.
That's a weird culture, though.
Dude, it's manufactured. Dan Campbell has brought in this, hey, like, everybody's looking at us like we're not much. Like, that's what he puts into these guys' minds. Even though now
sounds like fucking Kamala, dude.
Dude, come on. Hey, it's fucking working.
No, I know, I get it. I just don't understand why. Maybe like, okay, like you said, maybe it's manufactured, but like from an outside source, I'm like I watch it. I'm just like, I don't get it. But hey, man, you're 7-1.
But you want to have it.
Team in the NFL, yeah,
that's all that matters.
The thing is, though, if that team was 5-3, are you okay with some of these things? Are you okay with the guy giving the fingers to the crowd and shit like that? Like, are you still as happy, or are you just like, hey, buckle down?
If we were 0-3 and then won 5 in a row, I'm happy. If we were just kind of a mix 5-3 and we're flipping people off, then no.
Yeah.
You know, if we were on a roll, 1-5 in a row, and I could see the light at the end of the tunnel, it's like, all right, yeah, let's start giving everybody the birds. Okay. Last thing on the Lions, signed Big Z. Zadarius Smith comes to town. Desperately needed some help with the pass rush. Not something the Lions do. Going to get a player to, well, I mean, doesn't help when you're normally the dealer at the deadline rather than the receiver. The buyer, the buyer. But I'm psyched. Good price. We held out. I guess these talks have been happening since the Dallas game, since Hutch got hurt. And the Browns wanted a 4th. We waited, and we got Zadarius for a 5th. So 5 sacks on the year, bunch of pressures. Everybody that's talked about him, from guys on the Vikings to guys in the Browns, like guys in the pack, nothing but glowing reviews. It sounds like he's an awesome, just kind of a locker room guy, captain type of guy. So hopefully he comes in and makes a difference. We're gonna need him this week, or Stroud's gonna sit back there and pick us apart. No.
Yeah. No, definitely a good move. I liked it. I mean, I think it's smart. Yeah, I don't see the Lions going anywhere, man. They might win out.
That's the thing. That's what people were asking on the radio today. When do we lose again? And it's easy to point to. It's easy to point to the Bills, but you know what's easy to point to for me in my head?
What?
The Bears on Thanksgiving.
Oh yeah, that's not the dumbest thing you ever said, because
like it just happens. Like we just lose on Thanksgiving.
Yeah,
so.
It's just a tradition of but we're in shambles ourselves. So
the Bears.
I was gonna say something else about football. I don't remember. I'm not even stoned either. Anyways,
me neither. We got to go get stoned.
Happy birthday, Jack.
Hey,
birthday,
thanks,
Jack.
guys.
College basketball's back. We'll touch on that in the coming weeks. It's going to be fun. Gambling season is in full force. Full force now that college basketball's back.
Jack, watch.
Heck yeah.
Mike's
Hey, fuck
confetti.
yeah, Michael. Thanks, man. That's
Um,
awesome.
All right. I'm going to be boots on the ground in Houston, so I'll report back.
What?
Go Lions. Yeah, I'm going for the work trip this Sunday.
Oh, fuck right. Nice. That's
Sunday night
awesome.
football. Back to Texas.
You're going to be
Um,
at the game?
Be at the game.
they call
You're
him
such a
Bobby
scumbag,
Tejas.
dude. I fucking hate you. That's
Yep,
awesome.
they might need me for the pass rush, so I'll be
Hell yeah.
with the cleats ready to
Nice.
rock.
Alright.
But okay, that's
That's
episode 133. 33. Brad Ross was 33. Shout out to the boy.
Zdeno Chara.
I was
There you
gonna
go.
say Scottie Pippen, but all right.
All right, love you
Later,
guys.
boys.